Well, they are the tests to detect COVID-19 that are both praised and sometimes heavily criticized.
And now a Nashville company hopes to start selling their own antibody tests. Chief investigative reporter Jeremy Finley found tonight there is heavy skepticism, however, and hope in the medical field.
With this simple-looking device, Dr. Kevin Jones' Nashville-based company is entering the already crowded antibody test field.
There are a lot of tests out there on the market, and many of them just not good enough to do the job.
It's a criticism that's gaining traction.
But antibody tests are not going to help keep us safe. Antibody tests are not going to help us with our continued reopening.
That's the director of the Metro Public Health Department. He says while the tests show that a person has successfully fought off a coronavirus, there are a lot of coronaviruses and a lot of tests flooding the marketplace. Caldwell says if the test isn't specific enough for COVID-19, it could provide a false positive or negative. Still, the FDA has approved more than a dozen of them. And while he too shares the concern that most tests out there aren't accurate enough, this member of the Metro Coronavirus Task Force tells News 4 Investigates it's time for the city to use the FDA-approved tests.
I'm totally supportive of the idea that antibody testing should begin. And in fact, the sooner it begins, the better.
Jones's company is waiting for their FDA approval. Can you guarantee that your test will be precise enough to definitely show that this person was infected by COVID-19?
That's a great question.
He says they've scored 98% accuracy on 2 different rounds of tests, knowing if they get it right, the possibilities could be a game changer for Nashville.
When are people safe to go back to work? Who's got infections? Who needs to go into hospital?
Jeremy Finley, News 4 Investigates.
It's also important to note, even if you get an antibody test that's approved by the FDA and you test negative, it does not mean you have immunity to COVID-19.